Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome back to the Freelancer's live stream Q&A. I've seen there were already 7 people waiting for this to start, which is amazing. Thanks so much. Welcome for being here. I have my coffee ready to have a nice hangout session with you guys. Let me know, first of all, if you can hear me, see me, everything well, because this is a brand new laptop and I hope the quality should be better this time than last time. So just let me know in the chat, where are you watching from? Is everything okay? Is the quality good? Then we can start and let people come in. I think the notifications probably went out now from YouTube, so people will be coming in. Christian is here. Everything is okay. Thank you very much. Where are you watching from, Christian? So I said this last time in the Q&A 2 months ago that I will do probably every second Q&A in a live stream format. Colombia, wow, that's amazing. Thanks so much for taking the time. You're probably happy to be here. Happy you are here. Probably very different time zone than me, so I'm happy you could make time for it. Super Jules from Schleswig-Holstein, very nice. And Tamir, things are clear from Palestine, very nice. Always supporting Tamir, very nice, thank you. If you have 11 a.m., okay, that's not bad actually. That's a nice pre-lunch break to hang out with us here. I mentioned this last time, I always prepare my questions from the last Q&A that I have here on my second screen, so I will answer them as well if the people here in the live don't have immediate questions. So I'm not just waiting for questions, so I will just go ahead and answer these. And whenever you have anything that I can answer, please let me know in the chat. But also, if you just want to share something, right? Also, if you had some successes or you're thinking of starting out as a freelancer, please let me know. I would like to hear everything. Stoyan is here from France. Hello. Lena from Syria. Mitani, that's your name. I thought you are from Daso, but that's your name. Hayat, hello. Such a multinational crowd already. Also, let me know the languages that you speak. And let me know if my English is okay or if I should slow down or go faster. How to use cut-free tools. I am Pakistani. Captain Shoaib. So free cut tools, you can definitely use them. Hello, Meli from Turkey. English is okay? Okay, so let's start with the first question, free cut tools. The ones that I use often are SmartCat and SmartLing. I would try out these. They're both free and server-based. The good thing with free cut tools is that you don't need to download them on your laptop, right? They're usually, you work with them in a browser. So for example, SmartCat is very nice. You just make an account and then you have a certain amount of words for free to use. And in case you have more jobs and you want to work more in SmartCat, then you have to pay a premium price. But in the beginning, like I never paid for it. I used the free version because I only have a few clients in there that I work with in SmartCat, and that works very well. There are many other ones as well. Cafetrans is one, Omega T is one. There are a lot. Like if you just Google free cut tools, you will find many options, and then just figure out which one works best for you. For bigger jobs, for big agencies, they will probably not work with free server-based cut tools. They mostly work with the big packages, like MemoQ or Trados. So once you get into this sphere of jobs, you will probably have to invest in one. Or if the agency grants you a license, then you can work with them for free for one project. You work on their server, and then once you deliver it, your license gets taken away. So they have like a license to give out to Freelancer for one project, and once you deliver, it's gone again. That's also a solution that when I used to work in an agency, we did that a lot actually. Wow, the chats and people are coming in. Meli from Turkey, hello. I read that already. WordFast is also a good cut tool. Yes, very, very good call, Christian. I forgot WordFast. What do you think is the best way to approach clients or agencies? Tamir asked that. So the best way, in my opinion, is if you approach them first in an informal way, either through LinkedIn, through other social media, like wherever they are, or directly through their website. You first make a connection. You can even call them if you want. Because if you just approach them in terms of a cold email, you just write an email that you are looking for to work with them as an agency or as a direct client even more, because they don't really have translators on their radar, right? Then it's going to be considered a spam email and they will not actually read it. And in certain areas in EU, because of the GDPR law, it's even illegal to just cold email people. So I would, first of all, reach out to them in some kind of way, preferably through LinkedIn. Ask who is the vendor manager, who is in charge of translation in their department, in their company. And once you have a name, then you can go to email and you can actually directly, approach them in terms. You can say, dear, I don't know, Mariana, whatever name you have, based on our previous conversation, I reach out to you, and your success rate will be much, much higher if you do it that way. So rather than just going cold email, I would go a bit like lukewarm email. Abhinav is here. Hello. Can I get a shout out? Of course, my most loyal subscriber. I have your question from last month's Q&A here on my screen. I know it's like 6-7 questions, so I hope I will get to some of them at least. Thanks so much for being here. Lena, I think from Syria, I remember. Do you think Jet GPT will improve and human translators will be replaced? Oof, very big question that I made many videos on already. Let me take some coffee first. First part of your question, if it will improve, yes, certainly, definitely. It will not stay where it is now. Already the jump, I don't know if you follow the progression, but the jump from the version 2 to 3, from 3 to 3.5, and now from 3.5 to 4 has been enormous. If you compare the version 2 to version 4, it's ridiculous. So yes, it will definitely go up. That is kind of a metric that we have to be careful about. Like, it doesn't really matter in terms, for us, it doesn't really matter if it gets better, right? If you think that we will be replaced by them, then it's now already the case. Like, the state that it has now is already enough, right? If you are of this opinion. I am not, so it doesn't really matter for me if it gets better, because where I see myself as a translator will always be needed, whether the machine is close to perfection, right? So you have to kind of think for yourself, where do you see yourself in the workflow? A lot of people will be replaced, yes. That is the harsh truth, I can tell you that. If you don't specialize, if you're not one of the best in your field, in your language, in your crafts, then many of the average tier and lower tier translators will have to find another solution. That is definitely true. But not if you position yourself well. It's hard to explain. Maybe we can have a chat in private once. I would like to know more about where you stand, if you're just a student now, because it changes a bit the perspective where you are at the moment. ChatGPT is going to turn into Skynet. I think there are other tools that are earlier in the Skynet area enough than ChatGPT. Everything that gets released to the public is probably already quite old and not the highest that people can, or that machines can go. Otherwise, it would not be suitable for the public. The real dangers are kept secret, quite sure. It goes so fast now, I can't even read everything. Already 13 people here. Thank you so much. I want to keep this to 30 minutes, max 35 minutes, by the way. So if I want just cut it and go, then sorry for that. But I want to also use this as a video. Of course, this is my Monday video of the week, so I don't want it to be too long. Captain Schaub says, but currently I'm working with Jet GPT, and how company accepts my projects, I don't believe, but they accept. So you mean like you're just translating with Jet GPT and you deliver it like this and they accept the quality? I mean, that can go well for a certain amount of time, right? That it also depends a lot on the content. Like some content like Jet GPT is perfectly fine. You don't need more than that. I would be very careful in terms of data security, because you are giving the client's data away to another company in the US, right? So not everyone would be happy with that. So I mean, I would not dream of doing that with my clients to just use their data for that. So I would be very careful, especially if you signed NDAs. It can backfire quite a lot. All right, where are we? Thanks for your answer. You're welcome, Tamir. Shaver Art, hello from France. How do you see the innovation in language services following AI breakthroughs? Do you think niching down to specific creative projects is viable? Glad to have you back, by the way. Thank you very much. Kind of ties into the question I just answered, right? And niching down to specific creative projects is the way to go, 100%. Even if you think you're already niched down, you can go further, right? It is really now in my sports specialization, I go much deeper now within that. I go in I'm specializing in sports, but then I go down winter sports, motorsports, and football. Football just because of the sheer volume of the content, because it's the biggest sport in the world. Winter sport because of my background from Switzerland. I grew up around winter sports. I'm very knowledgeable in this area. And motorsports, I kind of fell in by accident. I was never really a fan, but then I got some jobs through a client, and now more and more, and I'm very fascinated by it. So even if you think you're already niche down, you can still go deeper, right? So never forget that. And if people tell you that there are no jobs in a niche down area, that's just not true. There are. It's harder to find them, of course, because they don't really go through an agency. But if you find the right clients, then that's where the money is. Christian, what would be a good alternative solution for translators to avoid being replaced? So do you mean an alternative job, or what to do to not be replaced? That's two different questions, right? I mean, there are many different jobs that will be created that we don't even know yet what to do. Okay, because what I just I mentioned before, what I do is I keep up to date with the technology. I niche down, I network, I talk to people that are in the higher ups of these companies to really learn everything I can about the technology. So in case that people need, like if they need language specialists in this area, in the technology area, you should be knowledgeable about it, right? So I'm kind of preparing for the jump to be kind of integrated in this workflow. And next to that, I mean, in the next 10 years, I don't see how it would change much for us. So I'm still very much focusing on my language skills to be one of the best Swiss German translators that there is. I'm doing as much marketing as I can, as much networking as I can. But then you also have to realize that changing your title does not necessarily mean that you're out of job, right? It maybe we don't work as translators anymore in the future, but or just a different form of translator, right? Because translation, the process might be done by machines, but then they still need oversight. They still need consultancy in the cultural department, in the language department. There will be. I recently talked to Gabriel Fairman from BureauWorks, and he mentioned something very interesting. He said that he sees a new position coming that is called language architects. You know, like architect is a term that is used very much in the development stage, for example, in the IT sector. And I could see that kind of happening as well in the language industry. So specific strategies. I think you're doing already all you can. I don't know if you're a student or if you're working in the industry. If you are, then, I mean, how to stay updated in the industry, like recent events, breakthroughs, and such, that is a good question. There are many, for example, Multilingual is a very highly regarded magazine that you can subscribe to. Slater, if you haven't heard of it, they have a podcast, Slater Pod, and they also have a website, and they have industry events. Which is amazing. Everything about the language industry, news, updates, you find on slater.com. It's actually a Swiss brand from Zurich, but by now they're probably, I don't know if they were bought actually, but anyways, I was also on their podcast with Florian. He's amazing. So these very industry related magazines, journals, website, there you can find information. Then also with the developers themselves, right? So for example, Jet GPT They are developed and published by OpenAI. So I would suggest you read up on OpenAI, who this company is that is kind of changed from non-profit to profit, and is kind of at the brink to take over the world. So I want to know who they are, right? So because I don't know, this is also just my interest. I know that not everyone is interested in that. So if it's really a burden, then you can just read the minimum. Just stay up to date. What is MT? What is AI? That helps already a lot. And then listen to podcasts. Come to this channel. I try to give you news. I should actually make more videos on language industry news. If you guys are interested in that, that would be cool. Keep you up to date with what's happening. For example, like STL, wait, which was it? RWS, I think, yes, was bought by STL, or the other way around. I'm not sure. Anyways, two huge players in the industry, one bought the other and created the biggest LSP in the world. And these things are important for us, right? You should know about these things, even though I can't remember the names now, but at least I would know where to look it up. I hope that answers your question a little bit. I strayed off a bit from there, so it's already half of the time is already passed, so I'm going to go to the next question. Dana asked, what's your favorite social media platform for marketing and finding clients? Definitely LinkedIn, no question. Finding clients, for me, it's only LinkedIn. I find all my leads, all my connections now through LinkedIn. I'm now in a position where I don't have to look for new ones. So when I get contacted by companies or by people, it's either directly through email or through LinkedIn. I don't do any other social media. So I have Anita, who does my social media. She does all the promotion. She is also using Instagram and Twitter for me. And that's good for promotion, for promoting the channel and to just interact with people, even though I'm very bad with it. I'm sorry. But sometimes she answers for me, which I appreciate a lot. Some people say they found clients through Instagram, but there I would rather say a good approach there is if you look for specific companies in a sector, for example, you can use keywords, you can use hashtag to find a list of companies, and then you can send them a quick direct message, ask them who is in charge of localization, who's in charge of translation. That leads back to the first question I answered, that you find the name, that you can then send a warm email instead of a cold one. For that, Instagram can be useful, I think, or also Twitter. But every freelancer has to be on LinkedIn. That's definitely the number one platform. Keith Ashton Barnes. That's an amazing name, by the way. Starting my undergraduate degree in modern languages and translations next month. Wow. How would you go around finding work while studying? Modern languages. What does that mean, Keith? What modern languages and translation? So did you choose a language that you will study, or how is your program structured? I applaud that you already asked how to find work while studying. That is amazing. Lena, I will come back to your question. I've seen you mentioned it before already. I will come back to you. So finding jobs while studying is, in a way, almost easier, I feel like, than finding jobs when you finish studying, because you have much less pressure, right? You're not dependent on the money. At least for me, it was the case. Like once I decided to look for clients while studying, I immediately found a direct client, and probably it was luck, but also, when you're not really forced to find anything, then I don't know. I feel like that happens in life all the time. Now, if you are really obsessed with doing something, it's not going to happen, and then when you don't expect it, least it will just happen. That's what I found, at least. And how I did it, I just signed up on pros.com. I made a profile there and started applying to everything I found. I was not really, I had no idea about prices, so I didn't care if the prices were very low, because I just wanted to gain some experience. Maybe that's also why I found quickly something. And then I found actually a UK shoe brand that needed their website translated, and I did it, and that's how it all started. And then I found a Ukrainian travel agency that offered diving holidays for Germans. It was so random, but you need to find these very random things in the beginning, I guess. How you do it, as I mentioned, just be online, be on LinkedIn, look on pros, apply to everything you find. I made a video on how to find translation jobs. You can apply all of these things, especially while you're studying. Usually when people study, they're still young, right? And they have energy. At least that's what I did. I studied full time. I had to study a lot, but still in the evenings and on the weekends, I just worked on this business. I don't know how I would do that today, but back then I had the energy to do it. Keith says, translation degree, which will allow me to specialize in 2 languages and learn about the linguistics. Okay. All right. So it's a normal translation degree, I would say. I was just a bit confused with the term modern languages. Are you in the US? But yeah, that sounds like a normal translation degree with 2 languages. I had actually 3 languages. So how it worked for me, I had to choose 1 A language and 2 B languages. So 1 that you translate from. No, sorry. Yes, yeah. 2 that you translate from and 1 that you translate into. So I had English and French. I'm studying in Wales, really? Okay. Oh, Wales is beautiful. So I had English and French as my source languages and German as my target language. And then you really like the target language. You would think you go to study translation, you work mostly on your English and French, but no, they really hammered us on the German. Hello, Mel. Nice that you're here. It's the target language is so much more important. So the hours that you spend perfecting your grammar in your target language, in your native language, it will be worth it, because that's what you write in the end, right? My French grammar sucks, and it doesn't need to be good because I don't write in it. I just need to understand it. And grammar usually doesn't impede your understanding of the text, right? Let's see if I missed something. I don't even get to my questions. I will have to address Abhinav's question at least. That's a great answer. Thank you, Tamir. So, Lena, I speak 3 languages. I have more chances to work as a freelancer if I speak 3 languages. Specifically as a freelance translator, you mean? Definitely you have more chances if you speak 3 languages, yes. The more you speak, the more chances you have, right? If I only had English German, it would be fine because I work about 80% English German. But having French German as well, that opens up another avenue for me. Plus, then I have the aspect of translating for Switzerland. So I can offer English German for Germany and English German for Switzerland. So the more avenues you have, the more opportunities you have, of course. Tamir, do you think that when translating a text, it should be perfect, or is it all right for it to be good, but not the best translated text? Perfect is a tricky word, because what does it mean? It's so subjective, right? Like in my studies, the amount of time that we had to work in a group and everyone brought a translation of the same text, and then we were, let's say, 3 or 4 people, we brought the same text. I mean, very, very good. Okay, I get what you mean, but let me tell you something. We had 3, 4 people, everyone had the same text. Some were exceptional translations, some were good translations, perfect. Like the task was then to merge our 4 texts into the perfect translation. So we went through sentence by sentence, we read everyone's option, and we chose the best one, right? And even then, even if you choose the best option from 4 people, you then go into class, you present your findings, some other group will come and will have a better version, right? So, and even that is still not perfect. Like, what does it mean perfect? It's so subjective. When do you write for 5-year-old children? Do you write for 50-year-old or 60-year-old grandmas, right? It depends so much on the briefing, on the style guide that you get. You shouldn't strive for perfection, because perfection it just kills productivity. I could spend hours on a text, and I actually love to, right? Sometimes I do this just for fun, or when I have an assignment that needs to be transcreated, which is a step further than translation, when it really needs to, like, you can completely detach yourself from the source language and you're transcreating a new text, a new marketing slogan, for example. And I'm paid by the hour, then I love it. I spend so much time on that, and the company likes to pay it for me because it's going to be maybe a multinational marketing campaign, right? So they still pay much less for me than if they went to a big marketing agency. So there I strive for near perfection, but otherwise in normal texts, very, very good is good enough, right? Once you know yourself, once you know what is good, what the client is happy with, you just have to become kind of a factory, because you need to make money, right? So I always count if I'm paid by word, I count how much I get by the hour, and then I just calculate for myself, what do I need, what do I want by the hour? And if I reach that time and I'm not there yet, then I have two options. I can either reach out to the client, tell them, hey, this takes much more time than expected. Is it okay if I spend a bit more time and I'm paid additionally half an hour or something by the hour? That's not ideal. If I'm very in a good connection with my client, I might do that. With some of my clients, I can do that, but not with everyone. Otherwise, you just have to push yourself and deliver after you think it's good enough and you made the money that you need. Mel, I had my first agency test. Nice. Any tips on that? Well, did you do the test yet, or is it coming up, or did you do it? If you did it already, I don't have tips anymore for you. I hope it went well. That's really cool. It's exciting. Was it a paid test, or did they get it for free? No, I'm kidding. Sometimes you have to do it for free. I know. I'm very against free labor, so that's why I'm asking. Unfortunately, many agencies still get tests for free. But of course, if you then get in there and you make money with them, I guess that's fine. Barbara is here. Hello. Nope. Meaning not paid? Free tests. I hope you get it and you can actually get paid for the test as well in the future with assignments. Tips on it. I mean, if you've done it already, then I would say wait like a week or so. If you don't hear back in a week, quickly write them and say, do you have any updates? I did a test like last October or so, and I still haven't heard back. Almost a year. I asked 3 or 4 times for an update, and they always said, oh, the person is on holiday, it's not evaluated yet, blah blah blah. And then once I just said, okay, I'm not gonna ask anymore. But it's still in the back of my mind because I know it's still an open test. All right, almost half an hour. I have 2 big questions I hear. So I see 2 big questions. So I'm going to answer these, and then that's going to be it. Lila Smiley Lady. Hi, Adrian. Wanted to thank you for all the helpful content. Your videos gave me the courage to give freelance translation a try. Was on the back of my mind for quite a while, so thank you for the push. Oh, that's so nice. Not a question, but such a feel-good moment. Thank you so much, Lila. And Barbara, do you think it is a good idea to start a translations master program at 30? I already have a master's in geography, but I started working as a translator in 2018, and I realized that it's my true path. So why do you think you would need a translation master's if you're already working in the field? Can you elaborate on that? Because I also don't have a master, for example. I have a bachelor. Do you have a bachelor in probably not if you did a master in geography. Huh? If you're already working in the field, I don't see why you would do a master still. Ads will run shortly for some viewers. Sorry, I don't want ads. Otherwise, you have to wait. Can I skip it? Yeah, I think I skipped it. I hope you don't see ads on that. That makes no sense. So yes, Barbara, if you already have clients now, I think it's much more. I think I need a reassurance. It's much more valuable if you have real life application, if you have real life experience and clients than having a master's degree. No one ever asked me for a master's. So if you have a degree, then that you can provide. I mean, geography, I don't know, are you working in the field? Do you specialize in this field? Then that's very valuable, for example. And then I don't think you need a degree. I don't know. The degree for me is really mostly for, no, I can't say that. It's not only for the paper. I learned a lot in my degree, but if you already have jobs, I wouldn't do a master's if I were you. Is there a co-working platform or application for freelancers, especially for LSPs, that you recommend? A co-working platform? What do you mean, Stoyan? A platform where people can just hang out and chat or something, or a platform where you can collaborate on a translation with other translators? You have to specify that a bit. By the way, before I go, I want to ask you, everyone in the chat, there are 20 people. Can we celebrate a few achievements, a few wins? I love reading that. So if you have achieved anything, like Mel did her first agency test, if you had big achievements professionally, please let everyone know in the chat so we can celebrate that. That's always a feel-good moment, and it motivates everyone around here, I think, to give it a go. So let me know what you celebrated in the last 2 weeks, let's say. Mohammed, welcome back from your vacation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was very nice. Well rested. And then I came back to Belgium and I brought the summer with me. It has been like over 30 degrees the last 2 days. So vacation is not even over yet, technically. I just spent the afternoon in the forest, working in the forest because it was so hot. I have a new laptop that lasts without charging for the whole day. So I just create a hotspot with my phone and work in the forest. That's so nice. All right, I think that's it. I'm gonna wait a bit for the wins, and we can celebrate them together, and then I will go. Super Jules is the first one. I hit my first 1,000 euro in revenue this week. Started working as a freelance translator in August. In August this month. What? That's insane. In 3 weeks, you got 1,000 euros. Congrats. That's amazing. Wow. Okay. What languages do you work with, Jules? That is an amazing start. I'm just checking if I missed. I was incredibly lucky. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you just did the right thing, right? Luck can be forced. Checking if I missed any comments, but I don't think so. We must be super special and creative in our career, in anyone's career, Lena. If you have your own business, if you're an entrepreneur, you have to be special and creative. Anyways, you have to find new ways to make money every couple years, because life just happens and changes. So that's not exclusive to translators. Maybe a question would be, any career advice for mid-level translators? I have 3 to 4 years of experience and I would like to get ahead on my career. Christian, I missed that one. Like, you mean, what's the next step to take, right? Yeah, I had this feeling as well around 3 to 4 years in, because I had conversations with many people and they said, oh, you need to turn this into an agency, you need to have employees, etc. And I was always a bit against that, because I don't know if you've seen my last week's video there. I said that I don't really see a big future in the traditional agency model. So I needed to find another outlet, another creative way to to do something else. And that's when I started the channel. And that has brought me a lot of benefits, opened up many doors that then organically led into creating something bigger with the company. Of course, not everyone can do that or wants to do that, but it is one aspect that is possible, and there are other aspects as well, I'm sure. I can't give you specific advice in terms of as a translator. What you can do is always find better clients, always find more niche down clients, direct clients. If you work with agencies, you can focus more on direct clients. You can outsource, you don't have to hire anyone, but you can work with other freelancers. If you have a client that pays you well enough, you can give the job to a colleague of yours. You can give them 75% of the revenue, you keep 25%. You do maybe a last review in the beginning, and afterwards you don't even have to do that. And these are ways that you can grow your business. Let's see if we have other wins. I started my own small online business that specializes in research papers and translation, but I only got jobs related to research and no translation jobs, which makes me a little sad. Okay, I see what you mean, Tamir, but you started your own business. I mean, come on, isn't that? That's no reason to be sad if you started your own business this year. That's amazing. We should celebrate that. I mean, you got jobs related to research, so it's not like you haven't received any jobs, which is amazing. What do you expect from Translating Europe Forum this year? I don't know, actually. I have not been contacted by them, so I don't think I will be. I mean, I will be there for sure, but I will not speak, but I will just be there as an audience member and ask many questions, probably make a video about it. But I haven't even heard of any expectations directly, but I expect to meet many new colleagues and old colleagues that I met last year, and probably meet some of you guys again. It was amazing to see people that actually watch the videos and come up to me. Can you make a living with freelance interpreting? Absolutely, you can. Yes. Interpreting is well paid. If you're a good interpreter, you can make a lot of money. And you can make more money as a freelancer than as an employed person. That is true with anything language related. That is why I'm also a freelancer. I looked into being employed in this industry, but there, at least in Belgium, there was no way that I would make more money than a freelancer. All right, that is it. Almost 37 minutes. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. So I will write down the questions that I didn't have time to answer, and I will answer them next time. Or also write them in the comments. After this video, after this live stream, this becomes a video. There you can write the comments for next Q&A, which will be in 8 weeks. That will probably not be live, even though I enjoy them very much. So maybe I just do them live all the time now. I didn't have time to answer any questions. Abhinav, I reach out to you privately to answer all your 6 questions. I'm sorry I didn't get to them. But thank you so much for being here. Take care and see you next Monday with the next video. It will be a very nice one, a special one, a review of a new tool. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye, Tamir. Bye, Jeve. Bye, Mohammed.